I'm tempted to sell the Flea, but part of me wants to keep it just because, well, it's heavy metal DLC and it's one of the mechs that came out. I just really don't know what I'm going to do to make that mech any good. It would just be a backup of a backup of a backup, and I frankly don't think we're going to use it. So it costs me money to keep it in the hold. I think we have to sell it. So we get a 1B. I mean, let's see where we're at. I don't have that much depth. But of all the mechs that we have, the Commander 1B and the Javelin would definitely take precedence here. So our frontline mechs are the Phoenix Hawk, the Enforcer, the Vindicator, and the Firestarter, right? Then our backup for the Firestarter would be the Jenner. Our backup for the Vindicator would probably be one of these Panthers. Same thing with the Enforcer. We didn't really have a backup for the Phoenix Hawk. I guess the Jenner would be a potential backup, and we could probably build the Javelin to be somewhat similar in style. And then the Commander 1B would just be a thing. So the Flea is like way down that list. So yeah, we're probably going to sell it. 20 case. Let's go ahead and take a look at what contracts we have. So I'm 100%. Yeah, we just have the two one skull missions. So capture base and battle. Battle one I'm going to do first because, hey, it's the more exciting one. But we are going to use our A team for these two missions. Not that we need it, but just want to do that. Again, we're going to go for money. I mean, this is a really good salvage anyway, so I prefer the money. Go ahead and hit accept. We are going to, again, as I said, put our A team in there. So you're going to be in there. This is going to be our first time using the Firestarter. So I'd like to see how it does. You're going to be there. You're going to be there. And you are going to be there. All right. Let's go ahead and deploy. This is going to be our kind of our practice run of how well the Firestarter does. It should do quite well. I've used this build before, but typically by the time I got a Firestarter, I had a couple small lasers that did a little extra damage output, whereas here we're using all basic small lasers, and that's not as much damage, although it will do more damage than the Jenner does. So in theory, it is an upgrade. I think it's also more heavily armored, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'd have to compare, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. And it has the better jump jets. So from that standpoint, I think it is definitely going to be the better mech. The downsides are small lasers are point blank range, so we have to get good positioning. This is a place. Time to start the party, Commander. Our target should be somewhere in this vicinity. Let's hit them hard and get them all looking in our direction. Oh, and remember, there will likely be reinforcements, Commander. So it just looks like there's two for now. Looks like a... is it a Javelin and a Commando? Alright. Guess we get further with the sprint here, so we'll sprint on over that way.
Location confirmed.
Same thing here. We get a little further with the sprint, so we'll take it. Yeah, let's sprint you onto solid ground over there. And you probably... okay, no. You'll definitely sprint further. Gotta sprint in the same area. We'll kick these two guys probably over to the right. Okay, they just kind of stayed put. Alright. You jump into the woods? You can barely jump into... you can jump over here, though. I kind of like that move better.
Copy that.
You cannot do much of anything with a jump. I guess taking the high ground is better than not, so jump you there. We do need to get sensor contact eventually. I'm gonna going hard to this side. Maybe we get the sensor contact. I'm fairly close. Yeah, there we go.
Hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Similar move here. Kind of just swing off to the side. Alright, so we have 3 contacts. Ah, there's the reinforcements. They're behind us, so it's a little bit of a problem. We're going to have to swing to address that, because they will get back shots on me fairly quickly if I'm not careful. Not sure if the Firestarter can jump in there.
Waiting for orders.
No, so we may have to wait for them. I mean, there's not a whole lot else that I can do about that. I should have expected this is where the reinforcements would be, because I think I've seen that before. They're going to get a rear shot on us, unfortunately. That actually hit us despite all of our evasion. Game! It happens often enough. I don't really care, but... So indeed, Javelin with the medium lasers. Just really rare to see that standard variant.
Enemy detected.
So we got maybe 5 mechs here that we have to deal with. Maybe 4. So full lance. Because we only really had 2 over here, right? Yeah. Alright, so Firestarter cannot jump up here because they're up on elevation. I mean, we did have a thing we could fire there if we wanted to. Alternatively, we jump in here. I like the one here. Let's jump in here. This guy, it's not, I mean, his evasion doesn't really matter to us.
Here we go.
We keep ourselves relatively cool.
Locking in. All weapon systems.
He did have damage reduction, which is a little bit of a problem, but... We gotta make him pay for that rear shot. Alright, can you get anywhere? Yeah, you can get right up in their face. The death from above is a little too ambitious. Put our back towards the wall so they can't get in behind me easily. This is going to be a multi-target situation. You're going to be A, you're going to be B, and B is going to be the small lasers. Alright, that guy's dead. Now for the B, I don't expect a kill here, but hey, we can put some damage down. And knock out his leg and severely cripple him. Okay, those are the locusts more or less taken care of. And now we have to deal with these other guys. So Legend I'm going to kick over so we can get a little going. Need to angle myself so they can't get in behind me, of course. Really bad shot here, but hey, we have to burn through his evasion at some point.
Copy that. Failed to connect.
Okay. He already has a shot. I'm tempted to just keep him where he is. Yeah, let's fire.
Locked on.
We hit both of them.
Hell yes.
Sometimes you get a nice lineup like that. You can get those stray shots. Hey, miss. The Javelin has no evasion, so we'll be able to counterattack that nicely. I'm gonna go ahead. Death from above. The this is really ambitious, but I figured do it for the flare, right?
Up high.
Come on, Brunswick. Good job. And the small lasers just to rub it in.
Hostile eliminated.
Not every day you get to do a death from above attack. And for those of you guys that are not as experienced at this game, don't do that unless an opponent is on the ground, because your chance of hitting an opponent that is standing is pretty low. And if you miss, it does a lot of damage to your legs. Does a lot less damage to your legs if you land the blow. Whereas if they're on the ground, your chance of hitting them is very high. You could still potentially miss, but it's a lot easier to hit when they're on the ground like that. Okay, so Legend is going to just circle around. Actually, you know, screw this. Let's be aggressive here. We got to make these guys pay for just sitting in one position.
Firing jump jet.
I'm also going to use Vigilance to give myself some protection. This is a 2D variant, so in theory is fairly dangerous. As a matter of fact, between the two, this one does the most damage. And is also the least armored, if I remember correctly. I mean, we could confirm. 480, 320. It does have damage reduction, though. So I think I'm going to open up on the Javelin here. Maybe not the right call, but... Well, it wasn't the right call from the standpoint we missed most of our shots. Alright.
Connection, that one.
Ready for orders.
Not sure if my mech can really do a whole lot here. Yeah, the only way I can get vision is by doing like a really hard jump, and I have to do it into the woods. I'm going to be running fairly hot doing that. And the shot's going to be pretty bad. But it's better than nothing, I guess.
Engaging jump jets.
We'll go just with the ER medium laser. Okay. I mean, that's a decent amount of damage. Didn't really do a whole lot for us,
Standing
but
by.
okay. Move in. All right, in this situation,
Off.
I'm gonna multi-target it. You're gonna be A, you're gonna be B, and B is going to be medium laser. We'll do full damage.
Roger.
Not gonna be a lot of damage, but we might be able to take that arm out if we're lucky, because it already had a little bit of damage on it. Unfortunately, no, but you know.
Let's go.
Okay, the javelin's gonna get to go first. All right, we're gonna try and make that commando suffer then with the Vindicator.
Commander.
I'm gonna move in, get fairly close, and we'll precision strike it. Not sure how much we're gonna be able to fire here. Looks like we're gonna be able to get away with most of it. If I remember correctly, the right arm is where most. Oh no, never mind. Where's the SRM-6? Ah, it's in the torso. All right, well, we're already weak in the right torso, so we'll give it a try. Okay, there it goes.
That's
So
going
there's
to
at least
hurt.
the SRM-4 and I think some of the ammo. We can confirm. Okay, so the SRM-6 is still functional, which is the most damage-inducing weapon that the enemy has. Unfortunately, Brunswick is not going to be able to do anything, so we can sensor lock the javelin, I guess.
Copy that.
It's better than nothing.
Got a lock.
You attack the Enforcer. And you just stood there, so that's not going to be a good day for you. Just going to walk here. We'll open up on the commando with what we can get away with. Looks like all 3 medium lasers.
Engaging target.
A lot of leg hits there, unfortunately, which hadn't really been hit yet. Can we get a cleaner line of sight? No, not really. Oh, we'll just move along nonetheless. Alright. Go ahead and... We have to turn something off, so we'll turn off something that does less damage.
Locking on target.
Okay. There goes the left torso. Now, I don't know if the Commando has any ammo left, so that SRM-6 may be gone. And we did just take out the medium laser, so that's good. Okay, making our Vindicator pay a little bit. Will we get out of that? More or less fine.
Yeah.
Alright, let's finish off the Commando before it gets a chance to do anything. This should definitely kill it. It has no weapon systems, but screw it.
I've got.
We've got several other mechs that can take out the Javelin, no problem.
Mech destroyed.
Starting off, we'll go ahead and go with the melee strike here. Burn down a bunch of the evasion.
Engaging physical attack.
Maybe get the kill? I'm not really sure. If not, I mean, at least...
Commander.
Screw it. We'll go with another melee attack. We're running hot. Why not?
Ugh.
Punch the crap out of the guy. Knocked him down. Which takes out the last of the evasion. Alright, and then the Enforcer will just be able to open up on him.
Heading out.
Go with a Precision Strike too, just give that a little bit more extra accuracy. Sure, a right torso, get rid of the rest of the weapons. Probably dead anyway, but... Okay,
Mech destroyed.
another successful mission. Again, not surprised, but... Well, I hope that distraction was sufficient for our friends' purposes.
Mission successful.
I'll take it. Alright. Good payday. No bonuses, unfortunately, but that's okay. Alright, what can we get here? We already have a Javelin. I don't really want a Locust 1M or a Commander 2D. I mean, I'd take the Commander 2D over a 1B any day. Well, I have to take something, so I guess we'll take the Javelin part and the Commando part. Okay. And we'll finish up this last contract. Not sure if I bother with the Mech Warriors here, because leveling up my A-team isn't going to really matter for the next mission. It's going to be another one skull mission. Could get upped in difficulty, but I think we'd handle that even if that happened. Alright. Let's just go straight into the next contract. Firestarter worked pretty well. There was some points where we couldn't use it because of the range, but we can always sensor lock when that happens, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, yep. So, hey, the B team, but we're using the A team. So this is capture base. Again, we're going to go money here over salvage. Although, potentially... Oh. Right. The B team. This contract again. We just had this one and it was a nightmare. Not that long ago. So what mech do we want to bring into this? We need something that can get the job done. For me, it'd either be the Vindicator or the Phoenix Hawk. The big problem with the Phoenix Hawk is just how hot it runs. Although the Vindicator's not, it's slightly better. It's not much better. I do worry with the Vindicator of it not being all that fast, but frankly, the other mechs that we're with aren't that fast either. So I honestly say we go with the Vindicator here. It gives us an opportunity to get some more experience into Legend, who I think is better suited to use this particular mech. Speaking of which, actually putting experience into her might matter because she's already at the levels we need her to be, but other things would probably improve her quite a bit. That's fine. We'll be fine. It's fine. So we've pretty much done this contract before. The idea is you're babysitting some raw recruits. They are very inexperienced and very low skill level. Their mechs are kind of bad. Although the Panther is not that bad of a mech, and I think we also have the Commandos. So you have two decent mechs, but one bad one. At least in my mind, it's a bad mech. It also has a terrible pilot, so this just exacerbates that particular problem. So it is what it is, but we should be able to handle it.
Command interface initiated.
All right. So all we gotta do is just walk in there and stand around? This job sounds like bullshit to me. I want to learn how to shoot, not stand around. I don't know. The mission sounds good to me. I need more practice driving this thing anyway. That's not really a good, a good sign that the guy isn't the best at even piloting the thing. Let's confirm the base is undefended. Commander, move up to this location, and you should be able to get eyes on the base. Can we blow up some of the buildings? Oh, it's even the same pilots, their names and everything, which I do love their names. Guano, Stubble, and Pontoon. Alright, let's go ahead and get... I don't really want to get Guano too far out ahead.
Moving out.
There's the base up ahead. Looks like our employer wasn't kidding. It's empty. That sucks. Can I shoot some of the buildings anyway? Huh? I'm picking up engine signatures, boss. I'm guessing those aren't friendlies, and they're headed your way. Engines? Like mech engines? Oh shit! Oh shit! I don't want to die! Get your lance to that base, Commander. And hold out till our employer can get some more people on the ground. Yeah, I guess we sprint here. I mean, we want to keep the guys a little bit on the close end. Definitely we want to sprint with the urban mech because it's slow as dirt, pretty much. Yeah, we just keep on the road here.
Good to go.
Okay. So the power-ups were over here somewhere. We have done this mission before, but it was on a different map, so I don't 100% know what to expect, and we don't know what kind of opposition we're going to face. Probably sprinting into the woods here is probably okay.
I copy.
Probably should just keep sprinting down the road, because until we get contact with the enemy, we want to keep these guys as close as we can to each other. I'm actually going to move Legend first, just so that the urban mech doesn't block my way, because it is slower.
Moving to position.
Then we'll have it move in afterwards. Alright. So we can go in and capture the base if we so choose. But I do choose.
Location.
Might as well just get that objective out of the way. Although I figure the enemy will start coming after us as soon as we get in there, which is probably...
Copy that, Commander.
I mean, that makes sense for what we're looking at from the mission. Alright, I'll go into this position. This is a pretty decent position. We're forward of a lot of our other mechs, so we can protect them.
Affirmative.
And we're also close to the water in case
I've
we
got
need
eyes
that.
on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Okay, here they come. Yeah, so we can put a nice net out in front of our allies here to keep them safe. Another one running down the road. So I figure with this scenario,
I'll just mind my
we
own
let
business,
the
don't have to
rookies
see
take care of the guy coming down the road, and we have the Vindicator take care of this guy. So he's going to kind of get in some licks before we get a chance. Thankfully he missed. Alright. That is unfortunate though. That doesn't mean this guy can see me. Oh, okay, there's 3 of them. Well, still, I think that's the right call. We have these guys take out this guy, who should be coming down this road pretty... Oh, well, it didn't really move all that far. Locust 1E is probably the best variant of the Locust. Not probably, in my opinion, it is, if you're looking at standard variants.
Standing by.
Well, the urban mech is probably only able to see this mech, so it really doesn't have many choices. Let's go ahead and give it a jump order. These... You know what? Screw it. I'll put it out in the open. I don't care. Only has a 30% chance to hit. It only has 8 rounds, so this is kind of a waste of a shot, but
Copy that, Commander.
the likelihood this battle is going to last more than 8 rounds, I question, but...
Fire in. Failed to connect.
Good shot! This guy only has a gunnery skill of 1, which is as low as it can go, so... Not very surprised that that missed. Let's have the commando move. We're going to want the commando to stay relatively in cover as much as possible. Oh, we do have a Javelin 10N. Probably fire at that. Can I get a little bit more? No, I can't get evasion and be able to fire. Alright, we'll open up on this guy. So that's... There you go. There's the standard variant. Didn't do a whole lot, but...
Orders?
Okay, so you are gonna walk. And help me burn down some of the evasion here so that the good pilot can actually possibly get the kill. Well, you got a couple hits. I'll give that to you.
Yes, Commander.
Alright. Jump in the water.
Jump jet engaged.
And... These are not great accuracy, but honestly, if we hit with any of this, that will be devastating.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Okay, got an arm. So there goes half the firepower of the Locust.
It's go time.
And we knocked it unsteady. Okay, it just stood still, so it's going to be easy target to mop up. Oh, also these guys have reduced armor.
They will be done.
Let's go ahead and jump in here. As I said, the rookies are going to focus this guy down, or at least attempt it.
Engaging jump jet.
Give me a little bit more accuracy. I'm going to go precision strike. I'll just go center torso, try and get it relatively fast here.
Ooh, that hit something good.
Okay. Commando 1B coming on up. Firing at my mech, that's fine. That's what we kind of want. We want to distract them here. Alright, you already went, so you're not really a threat.
I'm here.
You jump me into a good position. You can walk into a good position, that's fine. We'll go with that. Go, Urban Mech! Same chance to hit, so we might as well go after this guy. If we hit him in the center torso, he's dead.
Affirmative.
Of course we weren't going to hit.
Hey there.
Okay. I'm actually going to have this guy reroute, because we do need them to keep up their evasion wherever possible.
Confirmed.
Commander 1B is going to be challenging to take down. So we'll go after the Locust 1E. Maybe we get the kill here?
Roger.
Although, again, I doubt it with our accuracy. But hey, we got the other arm, so that means the Locust 1E has no weapons.
Heavy damage.
Just has its all awesome kicking and punching ability. Oh no, not the Urban Mech! Okay,
Reporting
I feel
minimal
like the
damage.
Javelin has now become the priority target for our more skilled pilot. We could melee him. We don't necessarily get any advantage by doing that. I'm gonna jump back and we'll just open up on this guy. Yeah, not great chance to hit him, but considering the Javelin's the last one to go, our raw recruits should be able to knock him out.
All weapons, go.
If we don't finish him ourselves, of course. Oh. You just made a liar out of me. Ow! We gotta get that commando out of there, so... Which pilot is that? Guano?
Ready.
We're gonna back off. That was a rear hit, though, so that's somewhat good for us. But we probably don't have much internal structure left. Okay. Comes the Locust, who isn't able to do anything because it has no weapons. Well, Pontoon come in because it got a rear attack and the small laser is there. I probably will use the precision strike to try and get that AC-10 to actually hit a damn thing. We'll go straight for the center torso.
I.
Yay!
Looks like I'll need a new target.
Yeah, the helmets. I almost kind of feel like my pilots should probably wear things like that, considering some of the environments we're on, but... Alright.
I await your command.
Stubble was going to try and help me with his commando. The Locust will probably kick him, but I really don't care.
Commander.
Alright, Legend is going to jump into the water. Open up on this guy.
Roger that.
At the very least, we knock
Thick
him
warriors. Show 'em what you got.
out of his evasion. Now, they just continue to beat up on that commando. We need to move him back so the Locust doesn't follow up with a kick on him.
Standing by.
Okay. Yeah, I really should back up more than that. I'll just have to accept the terrible shot. Because we're trying to keep these guys alive. Pretty good hits, considering. If the Urban Mech is close enough, I'll have to do a melee attack, but it's probably not. Okay.
I'm receiving.
Oh yeah, we can get in there. Oh. That's at work that you're doing that? I mean, I assume so by you saying workstation, but... Oh, that's cool. I always like hobby-type projects like that.
I'm ready.
You know what, let's just go in here and keep meleeing this guy. Although, we probably don't even need to do the melee, all things considered, because you don't have that much evasion. You need to move back a little bit. Well, I didn't get that piece of information until he said, or they said so. But that, yes, that would be a cool project.
Punching all the buttons.
Ah, boo.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, cool. I'm not sure if this attack is going to do what we need, but
Roger
at
that.
this point, the commando has very little weaponry, so I'm okay with doing a melee strike. Oh no, another melee strike! That locust is going to do me in.
Systems holding.
Alright.
Yes, Commander.
I'm very tempted to do a death from above with the urban mech. What's your chance of hitting? 95%. Alright. Go power urban mech!
Target locked. Engaging jump jet.
Yay!
I'm losing armor bad.
And good, I got the, I think the last
Enemy
achievement
eliminated.
there for getting death from above attacks. Because that's what it's really all about.
Ready for orders.
Alright. Let's get the melee attacks in here. Let's show this locust what a melee attack feels like.
Boom. Receiving you.
Bono's gonna come in and fire its weapons. Yeah, I guess a precision strike wouldn't hurt.
Copy.
Yay! Alright, mission done.
Hostile removed.
So we've watched out for these guys twice now. That one went a little smoother, although the commando did take a little bit of a beating. Well, that certainly was an experience, Darius. I think we should get hazard pay for this kind of mission. We won't. Stow it, Meyer. It all worked out fine, and we get paid.
Mission successful.
Alright, so we don't really have to risk the death from above attacks anymore, because I finally... Not getting hazard pay when you probably should. Okay, well, we at least get a decent amount of pay, so it is what it is. And there's one more contract to do. And we don't have to repair any of these mechs because they're not ours. I don't really want any of these mechs, so I'll take an SRM-6. Well, we ended up getting them anyway, but... They're probably worth more, but... Okay, one more contract and we're out of the system. Or was that the last contract? That was the last contract. Never mind. Ignore me. Instead, we're going to set up mechs for the future, and we're going to get over to that flashpoint. Okay. Go ahead and go into our bays. I'm going to just sell the fleas, so I'll just go to the store and do that. We ended up with a decent amount of money, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, that's right. You have to send it down to storage first. As tempting it is to use the flea, I don't think we're going to be able to do a whole lot with it. It comes with very little armor. Maybe I could modify that, but kind of just the design of the way the flea is it's designed more for firepower And just don't know how much I could do with this thing. And still have it be relatively survivable. I don't want to risk my pilots in a mech that's just going to die easily. So, yeah, let's send that on to storage and sell it. If this was a skirmish or whatever, I would be more fine with taking a flea, but not when there's a problem when a pilot dies. All right, let's go ahead and, yeah, sell that. Anything we could buy here? We do have a Phoenix Hawk part. This isn't the variant we already have, though. We have some parts for Phoenix Hawks, but I think it's like a different variant. Yeah, so we don't really have parts for any of this stuff. And it'd be too expensive to get anything that we could get a Jenner out of this. It'd only be the one part. That's probably not a bad call. We could use another Jenner. Yeah, I think you're right. It's probably worse than a Locust just because of it's like half the survivability, so. All right, let's go ahead, and it's also slower, if I remember correctly. I mean, no, I'm not, it's not maybe slower, it's definitely slower, because the Locust is pretty up there. All right, let's go ahead and sell that. We get at least some money. And then, again, yeah, I think we buy the Jenner here. Wouldn't be a bad pickup having another one. That gives us a little bit more depth. Nothing else is really, I mean, the Commando, maybe. We could sell our 1B and get a 2D. I tend to prefer the 2Bs, the 2Ds anyway. Yeah, let's buy the Jenner.
New equipment available.
All right, now let's go into our base. Jenner upgrade or the loadout is fairly easy. I do pretty much standard loadout, same standard loadout. Yeah. And for me, as a scout, the most important thing is maneuverability, and if the fleet doesn't have that, then kind of a liability. That's kind of a cool paint scheme. What's our other one look like? Alright. Alright, so as far as this one goes, this is fairly standard loadout. It's my favorite loadout for this mech. And when you pretty much you take the standard loadout, you just strip out the SRM-4 and put it into armor. Is all you do. So if you like, you can put more jump jets in. I just don't. I don't do that because this is actually a real variant too. So there you have it. It still runs hot, but the armor is much needed. Did I do something wrong? A little confused. Because an SRM-4 is 2 tons and the ammo is 1 ton. Pretty sure I did the jump jet loadout right, and the medium laser is correct. I should have 3 tons, should I not? A little confused. I'm fairly certain I did that correctly. Because the standard loadout for this is 5 jump jets, or is it less than that? Is it only 4? There's only 3 jump jets? Is the standard variant only 3 jump jets? That could be the case. Because I know it doesn't have a lot of jumping distance, it just has a little bit. I thought it was 5, but it could be 3. Oh well, we'll take the 5. I'm fine with that. And then we'll use 2 tons of armor. So the arms are fairly important. I'd like to get them up to at least 40. We'll get this up to, I don't know, let's say 50. I'm going to kind of play with this until we get it where we want it. Let's get this up to, let's say 60. This should also be up to, I don't know, 65. Maybe get this up to 55. Rear armor is really bad. I'm not a big fan of having that little rear armor. Well, there we have it. I didn't increase the head armor or anything, but at least it's 2 more tons armor than it had. I bet you it's pretty close to the armor layout we did with the other. Could back off the legs a little bit. Put a little extra in the arms, because the arms are important. Alright, I'll take it.
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
Because we did the same thing with this mech too, right? It was 5 jump jets. I almost want to look that up, what the standard loadout of a generator is. It has to be 3 jump jets, because I can't figure out a way that would work otherwise. Oh, that's fine. Okay, so this Javelin is the one with the laser loadout. I might just do it similar to the Jenner, just do 4 medium lasers. I mean, that's pretty much its default loadout anyway, and it's not a bad loadout. Does do good damage. So yeah, we're probably just going to do whatever the default is. Weapons. 4 medium lasers. We have a lot of medium lasers. Probably need to sell some of those. Not going to get a lot of money out of it, but it's something. Okay, so then jump jets. Don't know how this is normally allotted, but I'm going to go ahead and go with 2 there, 2 there. Like that. And then the last 2 tons are more than likely heat sinks, which I'll put in center torso. Oh, safe, I guess. Okay, I'll do that. That's fine. Heat efficiency is kind of where I tend to like it. Durability could be better, but at least it's a stand-in in case the Jenner goes down. So we'll go with that. 7 days. Okay.
On it. I'll let you know when.
And finally, the Commander 1B. This is going to be kind of a last resort, but we'll see what we can do with this. Probably emphasize missile systems. We have only 1 missile slot, though, so I'm going to make it the most damaging weapon I can. Go ahead and put the ammo in the right leg, sure. Actually, let's put it in the left leg. We've got more energy weapon slots over here. And I think a couple medium lasers at the very least. That leaves us 2 tons to work with. We could up armor it a lot. This isn't necessarily bad firepower, although I do like to have over 100. We're not that far away from 100 though, so I could do with another medium. Heat efficiency is going to be a little struggling. But then we could do a ton of armor. And we'd be above that damage that I tend to look for. Although it was only 2 under what I like. Okay, so ton of armor shouldn't be too hard to pull off. We'll go 1 tick across the board. Okay. I'm probably not going to touch the rear armor, even though it's very light. Let's get this up to 45 as well. Get this up to 50. We'll max out the arms because that's where most of the firepower is. Okay, we have 1 more tick. We'll just get that center torso up. Alright, that's a little bit better armored. We're up to 400, and it definitely is more set for damage. Alright, I'm alright with that as well. Okay, so those are some of the obvious things. The other things we need to do is upgrade some of our already existing mechs. Primary being our Enforcer, because we have a couple weapon systems that we can easily do that with. Well, 1 weapon system. So we picked up one of these bad boys. It does 60 damage, which I just cannot envision that being a bad thing. And otherwise, it's pretty much got the same range as a normal AC5. So it's pretty much the same in all regards. We just need to change what ammo type we're using. Okay, that pretty much does it. So we're up to 150, so we're equal to the Vindicator. So we have 2 mechs that can do 150 damage. Technically, the Phoenix Hawk can do 150 damage if it jumps. It needs the damage modifier to be able to do that, but in theory, we have 3 mechs that could potentially do 150 damage, which is pretty good for where we're at in the game. Obviously, I would want more than that, but it's where we're at. All right. I don't think we have anything else to do while we're here. I do want to move that Enforcer up to the top, even though I think we'll get all these done before we get to our location. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can improve at the moment. There's things that I would like to improve on the Phoenix Hawk. Vindicator, I think, is pretty much where it needs to be. We're pretty good there. Yeah, I think we just stay put with everything else. Because we've got pretty solid mechs here. Alright, that's going to be it. Let's go ahead and go to our next location, which at this point is going to be our flashpoint. We are kind of running out of time, so we can't dilly-dally too much. It's going to take us 21 days to get there. I don't know if all our mechs will be done by then, but I'm going to go ahead and start traveling.
Roger that, Commander. Course plotted.
And if not, the last one that needs to be done is that commando, so looks like we will just get it done in a couple days beforehand. So we're good. This is a pretty fun flashpoint and a good paying one. In your quarters, Brunswick points to a compad. Commander, I got an offer from another company, the Grey Death Legion. You better not leave me, Brunswick. Their CEO, Grayson Carlisle, is paying top dollar for mercs. He's in offering a kickback to any company he poaches from 100,000 CBOs, which is not anywhere remotely what you're worth. That's unusual, you say, examining the paused image of Carlisle on the compad. Go on. Carlisle's something else. I played his message over and over. The way he talks, I know he really could shake up the galaxy, and I want to be part of that. Brunswick smiles bittersweetly. But this crew is my family, and leaving it isn't so easy. What do you think? We'll caution Brunswick against making a quick decision, pretty much is what we're going to do. So we did talk about this a little bit before. If I remember correctly, and I forgot what it was called, it's the Helm Memory Core is what was discovered. So the Grey Death Legion, which is led by Grayson Carlisle, they're the ones that find it, but they go through absolute hell to do it, and most of them die. So if Brunswick goes and joins the Grey Death Legion, they end up doing something that's great, but many of them die doing it. So let's go ahead and caution. I don't know if the galaxy needs any more shaking up. It's already a mess, Brunswick. Think long and hard before you sign on with Carlisle. Talk is cheap. Usually it gets mech warriors killed. Brunswick rubs the back of his head. You don't trust him? It's not that. I don't know much about Carlisle, but you know, we've got your back on the Argo. So it's your decision, Brunswick. Just take your time, do some research. Brunswick nods slowly. You're right. I shouldn't make a decision too quickly. Later that night, he knocks on your door. Just wanted to say that I'll be sticking around. I gave it some serious thought, but I can't imagine a better crew than this one. Okay. Oh, we didn't lose one of our better pilots, so that's good. We technically have a backup scout, but I'd prefer not to rely on her. Yeah.
Those upgrades you asked for?
Work on Argo upgrade. Automation is complete. Alright, let's go ahead and do another upgrade. This is fairly cheap, so it wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing to pick up. But the one thing we need to pick up if we want to advance anything else is this beta pod. I can't really afford it right now. I think this is something we do after we do this next mission. We could also do the lounge, upgraded lounge. Kind of expensive as well. This is really the cheapest option. I think this is 3 tech points, which is pretty damn good. So I think we do that.
It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
Okay, here we go. So 4 days we'll have a financial report, so that's another reason why we didn't want to spend a lot of money, because we're going to be spending a decent amount right now. We should be fine though. Be like maybe 1.5 million.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
All right. Our operating expenses are starting to go up, but we can still afford it. And getting that morale up is always worth it. We're up to 34. We did have an event that lowered our morale, but I think it was only 1 point, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Okay. Continue. I would have liked to have gotten more medium mechs before we came here, but unfortunately, we just didn't have the time. We'll look at the store before we do the contract. It's possible we get something, but we have to keep in mind the time frame. If we don't start this contract, it will expire. So We might not have enough time to do all that. We'll at least give it a look.
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
Uh-oh. Pirates ambushed the Argo. We're gonna have to pay them off. Unfortunately, we can't do these other things. But I'll read the thing. Blaring klaxons interrupt an otherwise quiet morning of routine as several fast-moving ships appear pacing the Argo. Darius broadcasts their hail to the bridge. You're flying through our space, strangers. It's awfully dangerous out here. Just awful. Especially for a ragged-looking ship like the Argo, is it? Tell you what, we'll provide you with a safe passage for a price, of course. While you consider your options, Samurai pipes up. Commander, if you can buy me some time, I could do a rapid fire up with the Leopard. That'll teach them not to mess with us. So, when you do this, I've done this before. You do this, you won't have to pay them, but it's very likely you get one of your pilots injured very severely, and we're just about to do a flashpoint that is consecutive deployments. We do not have the room to have pilots out for extended periods of time. 50,000 is really not all that expensive. I prefer not to have to pay it, but it is what it is. It killed our morale, though. Swallowing your pride, you approve the payment. The look of disappointment on Samira's face echoes that of the rest of the bridge crew. Adding insult to injury, the voice over the bridge speaker drips with satisfaction. A wise decision, Commander. You're welcome in our space any time. As a pirate ships disappear into the starry distance, is not the first time you find yourself wishing the Argo was a battleship. Yeah, it would be nice if it had weapons, considering its size. That hurts. This doesn't happen every time, I don't think, but that hurts. You know, one thing I don't think I ever did, and while I'm thinking about it, I do want to do. I mean, we might as well just wait the 3 days because I'm gonna look at the pilots anyway. I don't know if we looked at the background traits of Truck when we hired her. I mean, we saw what her attributes were beforehand, like what her background was, I guess is the better way to put that. But we didn't see what that actually equaled, I don't think, as far as traits. So that was Truck, right?
Reporting.
She's a technician, so that's actually a good trait for her to have. That's good. All right. So we're more or less ready to go. I would have preferred not to E2 morale there, but things happen. Let's take a look at the store. That's going to be the most important thing. Okay, Archer. That's going to be out of our price range. Oh, we both fleas. Griffin 1S. Unfortunately, we don't have any parts for that. Hunchback 4P. We'd have to buy 3 parts, and they only have 1, so that's not going to happen. And a Thunderbolt. So, nope. Ooh, plus 10 damage, medium laser. That's being bought immediately.
New weapon systems available.
Cockpit mod. These are usually generally pretty good. Although I would take the one that has +2 as opposed to the one that has +1. A lot of good systems here. We also have a heat bank. I'm not as big of a fan of these, but that is what it is. Also have some targeting systems. Okay. Those are way outside our price range, though. Go ahead and get the better of the 2 cockpit mods. I could probably slam one into one of our mechs before we do this. Probably be the Enforcer, because I'm fairly certain the Vindicator already has that head slot filled with the medium laser. The Phoenix Hawk could also do with one. We want to try and preserve our pilots, that's why I'm taking these. So I'll buy both.
New equipment available.
And I'm willing to spend a couple days. That should be fine. We still think I have like at least a handful. Saving our pilots is going to be pretty important. So yeah, nothing in the head slot here. So we'll go ahead and put in the best of the cockpit ones, because the Phoenix Hawk is generally going to be fairly up close and personal. So the chance that we take a head-to-head is pretty high. So it's only going to take 1 day. I'm fine with that.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Okay, and then the other one we want to do that with would be the Enforcer, I would think. Go ahead and put that in. I would do the Vindicator above the Enforcer because of the way we've been using these mechs lately. But unfortunately, that head slot's filled, so I don't have the slot to do it. So, it is what it is. I'm okay with waiting a couple
I'll get it
days.
in the schedule.
While we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at the hiring hall. Although money is a little tight right now. Oh, hello, Triceratops. You are not a bad pilot. You don't have multi-target, which I would technically prefer, but you're not a bad backup pilot. And this is a pretty defensive ability too. So if we're looking for a frontline pilot, that's not necessarily a bad ability. So I would be all right with it. So Triceratops, what's your background? You're a mercenary recruit. You're a pirate crew, pirate pilot. Okay, so you probably have a criminal background. Yeah, it is nice to see the unseen. I didn't expect, honestly, to see a lot of these mechs with this DLC, so it really caught me by surprise. All right, we'll go ahead and hire you. Money is tight, but
New mech warriors.
that will fill out our mech warriors. That's a nice, solid backup mech pilot that we have there. Triceratops. Okay. So let's start with our
Ready for orders.
primary pilots here. Guts. Recoil penalty. You don't have recoil in any of the weapons you use, so it's not going to be a high priority. But cold shot bonus is probably a little tiny bit more important. Yeah, a lot more important. So we take that.
Warrior training complete.
Awaiting orders.
Legend. Could do with piloting at times. Gunnery skill would also be helpful. Eventually, we would want to take tactics. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the gunnery skill and the tactics, start getting our way towards where we want them.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Okay, Leo.
What's up, boss?
We want that overheat threshold. And I also want to push him towards that. Indirect fire penalty might help if we ever gave him a mech that would suit his skills. So that's good.
Training complete.
All right, my pilot doesn't have enough experience anywhere, again, unless we want to push tactics, but I already have the overheat threshold. I say we save a little bit there. Triceratops not going to have any experience.
Copy.
Because we may have consecutive deployments, we would need to get experience, and even our backup pilots. We're saving for this, though, so that's not going to happen.
I'm here.
Saving for this, so that's not going to happen. Brock,
Commander.
we're saving for that, so nothing really to spend there.
You.
And I'm saving for this for her. So, yeah, we don't really have anything to do here because we're either saving for something or what have you. So let's go ahead and spend those 2 days.
We're almost completely out of cash.
Yeah. Stop bugging me.
Job's done,
All right.
Commander.